Welcome to Spam Filter for Your Brain, bite-sized ponderings on how our thoughts influence our behaviour and our lives, and because we're all connected, how our thoughts impact the world. I'm here to help people reconnect with their bodies and declutter their brains. And I don't believe that we should just magically know how our emotions and our thoughts impact our lives if no one ever teaches us. So let's learn this stuff together. What's your one big question? When you look at this year and things starting anew, and things can start anew wherever you are, you could be listening to this in the middle of the year, would still be relevant. What is the thing that's most important to you? I found this to be a really good track on my values and my systems, and just as a little litmus test, as a barometer for the things that are important to me. And that is to hone in on one question that I want to bring to myself at the end of everything that I do. If I put a little skewer through the middle of it, that it always comes down to this one question: am I bringing love here? I realized several years ago that I wanted the question to be, did I love well? At the end of my life, that is the question that I want to keep honing in on to myself and to others, and to be accountable for this. And this might not be your question, it might not be your fire, but thinking honestly about that deathbed question, what is important to you? What is the thing that you want to be able to answer with your full chest, that you want to be able to answer well, to know who you are as a person? What is that thing for you? And how can you make that into something that you can refine into bringing into your everyday? So if your deathbed question happens to be that you want people to remember you as an honest person, are there things going on in your everyday life where you know that you could answer that with your full chest and know that that is who you are and that's who you're being here? If your deathbed question is that you want to be someone who was a good family member, are the relationships within your family around you right now that, frankly, you could do with dropping the old story on and being the person who steps up to create peace? Is your deathbed story someone who you want to be able to go, I'm someone who helped other people? Are there things in your everyday life right now where you can see that someone needs help and actually it isn't something that you've been stepping up to do, and it is something that the deathbed you would probably thank you for prioritizing? What are the things that you want to come home to as the essence of your life, as who you are? And how can you weave that into your everyday life as a narrative? It is morbidly something that I think about a lot, but I think about it a lot as someone who, I believe, stands from the rare position of not being too worried about death. I think that this is a cracking game and I've had a good go at it. And weirdly, someone will be listening to this after I'm dead and think that this is all very prophetic. I know that it's coming. I know that that will happen to me. And I'm not that interested in trying to dodge it or pretend that it isn't going to be on the horizon. But I also want to prepare for it. One of the probably few trepidations that I have is that idea of being filled with my last moments being regret. And I want to prevent that at every stage so that I build a life where I know that I am being authentic and true to the kind of values and ethics and things that I want to put out into the world. And that's what I try and do with most of my movements. Don't always get it right, but that is what I try and aim at. And if that idea of a future feeling a little bit ominous to you, or just not knowing what things might look like, centering yourself on who you want to be as a person and what you want to be putting out there in the world is a really good barometer to keep checking yourself against and the decisions that you make. And it makes everyday trials, tribulations, and confusion seem a lot more clear when you have that kind of clarity of a question that you can ask yourself to measure the kind of results that you think that you're getting and the things that you're creating in the world against. So that's something that I shall just leave you with this week. If you want to let me know what your great big question is, I'd love to hear some varieties on what is important to you and what you cherish and what you want your lasting impact on the world to be. My heart is nurtured and nourished by answers to things like that. So do drop me an email, let me know, that kind of thing. And if that's something you just want to work on yourself or work on with somebody else, be very happy to try and hone down what that question might be for you. I hope that your week is full of love and delight, and I will speak to you next week. If you've been enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, you will love Self-Care School. Self-Care School is longer versions of this, more in-depth and more personalised. We have a whole hub of courses from body image to boundaries, perfectionism, time management, and a whole range of other topics. You name it, there's probably a course on it. But most importantly, we also have a weekly group coaching call where you get to apply this stuff to your everyday life and get support to try and untangle your own story from some of the emotions that you might not be enjoying in your life. If you would like to learn how to apply this work to your specific situation and to be building a life of your dreams, I would love to see you inside. Do pop over to selfcareschool.co.uk.